Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Luke Deshawn with the Texas Vortex Storm Chase team. I'm currently acting as the Assistant Vice President of the team. I just wanted to do a quick short video on the weather and what's things to come this year, and as well as safety measures. So let's go ahead and start with an app that I recommend. It's called AccuWeather. You can get it on Android and iPhone, and it's super easy to use and it's free. Now, the cool thing about this app is that whenever you decide, you want to keep the app off or you can turn off notifications, you can. But this cool app sends you notifications and weather alerts for your area as long as you make sure that you have your current location being used on the app. So that's what's a cool thing. So let's get right into this. So in this section here, which what you would have to do is you'd have to click the top left on your phone, and they have here is cool little videos and stuff. You know, AccuWeather now for all things weather, 24 hours a day. They speak about the next 24 hours and stuff like that, as well as, the stories here with the radar confirmed tornado leaves a trail of damage through Louisiana community. And that was 5 hours ago. And currently, Louisiana is under a tornado watch currently. So let's see how we can figure that out. So before I get to that, if we see here the tornado watch here is currently in Lafayette, Louisiana. It's 44 degrees, feels like 42, and it'll give you what it actually feels like due to the winds and the rain and so on and so forth in the top right, but it's not loading right now. But you'll be able to see that currently. Hourly, it'll tell you the real feel of the next couple hours or so, as well as the next day. And you can just scroll down and it'll tell you stuff like humidity, rain probability, cloud cover, stuff like that. And um, it'll be really, really, really awesome. So we also can go to the daily tab here and we can find out, all the way from today, Wednesday, to 2 weeks in advance to the next Wednesday, what the weather's going to be like and stuff like that. And that's pretty much the same thing. Now, if we go over to the radar, the cool thing about the radar is you can zoom in, you can zoom out. If it'll let me zoom in, it won't let me do it on the computer, but it'll let me do it on a phone. Zooming in is just this motion with your fingers. So the cool thing about this is that it tells me everything that's going on here. The green means a lot of rain. The orange means a lot more rain and heavier winds, and the red means where it's most concentrated. Now, that's just basically how to read a radar, basically. And now, if we go over here to this tab in the bottom right corner, and we go all the way down to current conditions right here, and we go over here to watches and warnings. So we're gonna go and click on watches and warnings. And the really cool thing about that is it already pulls up my area right there, Lafayette tornado watch. So Louisiana and is under a huge tornado watch. And so is Macomb over here. And all this red here is a tornado watch. If you're wondering what the green is, that's just a flash flood warning or a flood warning in general. And that's pretty cool. So we can just go through and click here and just figure out what warnings are what. And I definitely recommend it. Even on days that there aren't storms around you, there might be storms in other cities and in other parts of the state. To just kind of looking through this and really get a good idea about what's in your area and stuff like that. So without further ado, we're going to go on to the next part of the video, which is going to be talking about this year and what to expect. Alrighty, everybody, so we're going to be talking about the second part of the video. Now, that is what the weather is going to be and feel like the next 6 weeks. So we are going from a La Nina to an El Nino. Now, you're probably wondering, now, what is that exactly? So La Nina, El Nino is the result of easterly trade winds weakening. La Nina occurs because of the same winds, but when they become much more prominent. During El Nino, the southern part of the US is unusually cooler, while the northern regions become warmer than average. But during La Nina, the north is colder and the south is unusually warm. So what we are seeing is El Nino. That's what we're going into. For the next 6 weeks, depending on the timing and extent of the cold air, it could be a very active March for severe weather. That was what the chief meteorologist out of AccuWeather said, Mr. Pathlock. If the cold air is focused more in the Rockies and the northern plains initially, Pathlock said, then severe weather could be frequent and strong from the plains to the Tennessee and Ohio valleys. He added that higher than normal water temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico will aid in the development of thunderstorms and rain across the central Gulf states and Tennessee Valley. Now you can kind of see here what he's talking about. Warmer feels more like spring. This is what we're going to be having to watch out for, this whole area. Tornado Alley and Dixie Alley. That's what we're going to be having to watch out for as far as major severe weather events. So now that we got that explained to you all, we can see that the next 6 weeks, it's going to feel a little cold. It's going to feel a little cold. And then once it hits that transition, it's going to explode with activity in the March, which is coming next month. So that will basically send us off to the third part of the video, which is weather safety. Alrighty, so we're going to be talking about the third part of the video, which is safety. Now, if you are not familiar with weather or just basic hazards in general concerning weather, I would highly suggest you go onto the National Weather Service and you look for safety. Nationalweatherservice.gov, it's a website. Everybody can look onto it. You can look onto your phones, on your computers, everywhere. So, the great thing about the National Weather Service is they give safety tips for every single type of weather related activity, whether it's the air quality, beach hazards, cold, droughts, floods, fog, heat, hurricanes, lightning, currents, rip currents, safe boating, space weather, even space weather, sun, ultraviolet radiation, thunderstorms, tornadoes, tsunamis, wildfires, winds, and of course what we're going through, a little bit of winter weather in the north, as well as some parts of the south. So let's go to the one that everybody is probably the most interested in, and that is going to be tornadoes. So it basically gives you a basic rundown of what a tornado is. You know, it's a violently rotating column of air extending from the base of a thunderstorm down to the ground. Now, it gives you basic current tornado watches, severe weather outlooks, tornado survivor story, and storm ready. Storm ready, being part of Weather Ready Nation. Storm ready is in communities, counties, Indian nations, universities, colleges, military bases, and stuff like that. Now you can go to the Storm Ready resource kit, frequently asked questions, why become storm ready, how to become storm ready, and stuff like that. So how to become storm ready is you can connect with your local National Weather Service office, and talk. You can connect with your local warning coordination meteorologist or storm ready focal point to discuss the application and approval process before applying. So you can apply it to this storm ready um, kind of website and stuff. And what it can do is they will train you on literally everything. And there's a bunch of basic stuff as far as tornadoes are concerned, and a lot of information out there on the web. But if you really want to get in-depth knowledge on how to really, really, really receive recognition, even um, and continue a great journey in making sure that you know how to read the weather, how to and ensure you and your family's safety in the case of emergency regarding weather. This is something that you would probably want to do, but there's plenty of material online, plenty of YouTube videos and stuff like that online. There's a lot of fake YouTube videos, but I would suggest YouTube videos that are given out by the National Weather Service. I would suggest YouTube videos given out by AccuWeather. I would suggest YouTube videos given out by Skywarn. You know, those are the YouTube videos that I would suggest going to watch. And we'll put all the links to those in the comments section of the post and even the top of the post as well. And we'll send you a whole bunch of information on how to get ready for storms. And this has been Luke with the Texas Vortex Storm Chase team. I hope you'll have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day and a really great storm chasing year. Take care, y'all.